tweet was March 19, 2023, and I did a video about it when no one else was making a video about it with Victor Conte. Hi, at Errol Spence. Please check your DM for the most recent description of the new 24/7 365 testing program. This was March 19, 2023, 5:02 p.m. So now, let's look at the recent one in May. Hi, Errol Spence. Please check your DM. Respond to the VADA 24/7 365 sponsorship offer made of 100% of the annual fee of VADA. Terrence Crawford has agreed to accept and participate. If you are also willing, please let me know. Either way, much respect, both of you. Thank you. Listen, this was his May 15, 2023, 6:36 p.m. So that was one in March, and now we got one in May of 2023. Tell me, like I said, any big fight like this, like May and Pac, this is going to be one of the factors. Yeah, so let me show you a couple of my videos in the past about Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford and the clean boxing program and VADA. And I'm going to show you some of my thumbnails, right? Because I was doing this way back when, before this was even a big deal, because I know the same thing that was going on with May and Pac, that if this fight is going to take 5 years to make, this is one of the crucial elements that need to be known, that it's going to be a holdup in this fight, right? So let me let you get a little bit of a glimpse, so maybe you could scroll down and you could educate yourself on, because I'm very educated with clean boxing program and VADA and the difference, right? And you could go back to these thumbnails and you could look at it and say, oh man, this nigga was talking about this shit way before. So let's show you a couple of the thumbnails that you should go route to. As you can see, that last thumbnail was on Victor tweeting that first tweet in March. And I did that where everybody else was talking about money, but I know this was going to be one of the issues, yo. And Victor again in May right now is tweeting and asking Errol Spence again to enroll in not clean boxing program, but VADA. And I showed in all these thumbnails back in the days, you know, I'm a new channel. I know a lot of people didn't view it. I got 81 views here and there. That's why I said go back and educate yourself, because I'm very educated with this nonsense. What's the difference between the clean boxing program and VADA? And I always said, and big up to Michael Montero. He's another person that's very educated. But I also did a video using some of his examples. But I always gave this example of Rachel, Nonito Donaere's wife and manager, and at the time Nonito Donaere was the WBC champion and Casimiro was the challenger, and Casimiro was hooked up with the WBC clean boxing program, and Nonito Donaere was the champion. He said, listen, and remember, Nonito Donaere was one of the first boxers that ever enrolled in VADA, right? The real VADA, not clean boxing program. And homeboy was like, Nonito Donaere was like, listen, man, I want 8 weeks out of competition testing. I want that 8 weeks. And Casimir and Sean Gibbons was making a big deal out of it. So and it was going back and forth. And I keep telling you, the illusion was they was calling Nonito Donaere Rachel names and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I even showing some of those videos in the past, the emails that Margaret Goodman was sending out to Casimir, and Rachel had to go and fetch some of the shit that was going on where Casimir had to enroll in VADA, and WhatsApps and the emails. It wasn't an email, it was a WhatsApp. He trying to send shit. Yo, it was so much bullshit, right? So they was trying to get 8 weeks. They couldn't get 8 weeks. He tried to get 6 weeks. And at the end of the day, the fight didn't happen. That's it, right? And the difference between the clean boxing program and VADA testing, okay? The clean boxing program, yes, they use VADA. They use VADA to administrate. Let me explain this to you. Because all these black Americans and all these fools that think they know what they're talking about, right? I'm black and American too, so I know better, and I know bullshit when I hear it. The clean boxing program, they use VADA administrative. In other words, they take blood, they take urine. They use VADA for that. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it goes to WADA. WADA tests for this much, and all these little local labs test for this much. All right? So, yes, they use VADA. It's very confusing. There's a lot of loopholes. They use VADA to administrate blood and urine and this and that, but that doesn't necessarily go to the WADA lab. It doesn't necessarily go to a lab where it does so much testing of certain compounds. That's one. All right? You come to the right place right here, nigga. I'm going to tell you right now. You come to the right place, because I've been doing these videos where everybody was ignoring and talking about the money. And I'm like, yeah, all right, well, we'll see what happens, right? So that's the difference, and that's what Donito Daniel was saying. Listen, you can use the clean boxing program. That's fine, but we want you to test over here with VADA, and we all know when VADA say you successfully completed VADA, you enrolled in VADA, right? And VADA, their rules has nothing to do about telling you the results. That's up to the promoters and so to let you know the results, or it comes out some way. They just enroll you and then tell you you successfully accomplished VADA. Those are the two things, right? You'll always see it. That's why I got Twitter. I don't got Instagram and Facebook. I got none of that. But I got Twitter because I want to hear what the boxers got to say, and also want to hear what Victor Conte got to say, and I also want to hear what Margaret Goodman got to say, and VADA testing. So let me give you examples about what Margaret Goodman saying and VADA is saying. Come on, let's go. This is VADA, January 14, 22. Fighters, not every PED testing panel is the same. Not every lab is the same. Not every doping control company has the same experience. Ask question, say it right, Negro. Unspecified drug testing in a contract doesn't mean the best and most thorough. Hashtag clean sport. Okay? Unspecified drug testing in a contract does not mean the best and most thorough. Shit. Example VADA, that's approved stamp on the side. Most fighters competing in U.S. commissions do no drug testing. Less than a handful do any out-of-competition testing. Most have never used a WADA accredited lab. Most have never tested for EPO or HGH. It is a travesty for fighters who routinely risk their lives. Margaret Goodman, CEO of VADA, she said VADA does often include ABP. What we like is for WADA to include substance that too many are abusing, like thyroid meds, and especially L-carnitine. Is it a sin? These substances aren't prohibited. You see Margaret Goodman talking about not every lab is the same lab. It's not WADA. And then at the end, you hear that WADA doesn't test for thyroid medication, but that tweet I had for a couple years. I had that tweet for a couple years. So it could have changed. Don't take my word for it. I'm not going to put things in your brain, but we'll tell you that was a couple years. So, WADA always update. But guess what? If WADA ain't testing for it, what do you think these little labs are testing for? The clean boxing program is using, right? They use that word VADA, clean boxing program, but that doesn't mean it's going to what VADA takes their labs to, and that is to WADA, right? WADA, VADA, USADA, that's how it goes. But it always goes back up to the peak of the pyramid, and that's WADA, right? So if the clean boxing program, and I'm gonna let you know right now, if you look at some of my videos, I should put it in this video. But you know what? This might come up again. But I have Maurice Suleiman saying that we don't always test for everything. And if you look at one of my old videos, I'll show you. Maurice Suleiman is saying we don't test for this and we don't test for that, and the clean boxing program has a budget and we're not going to test for all. So, okay, fine. You don't test for every boxer. Out of the 15 boxers, you don't test them, but test the ones that's like this one. 5 years, everybody should be tested for everything. HGH, EPO, thyroid medication, especially thyroid medication, especially if you got fat camps. Especially you got cutting agents like thyroid medication. Because thyroid medication, oh my gosh, thyroid medication is T3. Now, T3 gets released. It speeds up your metabolism. So sometimes you can look at a fighter and say, damn, nigga, you look malnutrition. You look like you've been using something, right? You've been using something and you look like you lost weight, but you don't look like you lost weight correctly. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. So when I say I'm suspicious when people have fat camps and there's no out of competition for 8 weeks, right? And they stalling just to get down to 154 using T3 or a cutting agent. Now they have to get it out their system, right? And now, if they do take it 8 weeks, they at least got their weight down to 154 or close to 147. Now they working out. Yo, it's so many loopholes in this shit. It's so unbelievable. But we see that Victor, and what'd you say, nigga? Oh, Victor Conte. Listen, man. I made videos about Victor Conte, calling him a cunt and all this shit. I showed you what he did in the Olympics. I showed you that this and that and how he can't be trusted. That's true. But just like every hacker, every expert hacker out there, right? They don't want to do time. So what do? They get on the right side. And then they work for the CIA or the FBI. And the next thing you know, the hacker is telling you all the specific details of the new hackers and how to stop them. That's what Victor Conte is doing. He did his time, whatever. Yeah, he's an idiot, he's an asshole, whatever. But now he's working with VADA. He's working with VADA, right? And the best person to possibly have is someone that know how to cheat. And that person now is on this side, right? So he knows the in and outs. He knows the details. And for me, I know when I listen to him, I know what he's talking about, these compounds. I know about these compounds. Believe me when I say. We'll talk about that in the future. But I believe when he's saying these things because the only way you could believe is if you did it. All right? So we'll talk about that in the past, but in the future. But Victor Conte, yes, he's an asshole. He did this, he does that. But also, he's giving you information about these cutting agents, all kinds of shit. And I do believe what he say, majority, 98% of the time when it comes to compounds, cutting agents and stuff like that, especially T3 and a lot of things, GW51616, cardenine. Oh man, you name them all, brother. You can't name them. You can't name them. This is not your expertise right here. This is not your expertise right here. This is my expertise, right? So when I hear him say all these things, and I'm like, yeah, Clomid and fertility drugs and this and that, I'm like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, man. I exactly hear what you're saying. So when you have boxers that's doing fat camps, they don't have to do out of competition. The day you announce the fight, you enroll for the fight with VADA. Once you announce it, you enroll it. So whatever you're doing out of competition, hey, do it. But once you enroll, 8 weeks start. I don't want 6 weeks. I don't want 5 weeks. I want 8 weeks. And that's why I said I can sit back and be like, that fight ain't happening. You know why? Because I don't see nothing about VADA saying anybody's enrolled. And that's the easiest way to figure out if this fight's going to happen or not. And what did Victor Conte say? Hey, man, Crawford's he's enrolled. Snack. You got Snack and you got the clean boxing program. Yo, this is very easy. I don't have to worry about what this nigga's saying and that one's saying. All I gotta say, just like Shakur or Clarissa Shields, hey, you successfully enrolled in VADA. I know the fight's gonna happen. I know the fight's gonna happen. That's why when the Twitter, I enrolled and activated Twitter, because I know that once I hear Twitter say this and that, oh, that fight gonna happen. All right, unless there's a hush hush. I don't know why this is a big hush hush. Like everything is like a Mission Impossible. You can't figure out like what's the big secret, man. It's just a fight, man. It's just a fight. Like why are you acting so top secret for the fans and shit like that? So I know once that says Errol Spence, you had enrolled with VADA. Oh man, I know this fight's gonna happen. Once I see it says enrolled, Terrence Crawford, you had enrolled, I know that, well, there's only these two that's going to fight, that's it. We know the fight going to happen. This is quite easy. I don't have to listen to these. And that's why I never made a video about it, because I said, let me just lay back, you know what I'm saying, see how people roll and shit like that. But I know that he say, she say shit ain't nothing. All I got to worry about is VADA. That's all I got to worry about. And if they, and I know this was going to be a clash. I knew this was going to be a clash, because Errol Spence and the clean boxing program, WBC, Maurice Suleiman, and then you got Snack over here with Victor Conde, Margaret Goodman, the official CEO of VADA, right? I knew this shit was going to clash one day. And it's going to clash. It's going to happen. So somebody's going to have to give in, or there ain't going to be no fight, right? And it's got to be 8 weeks. So once you enrolled in Twitter, and you look for VADA, and you say, yeah, I'm going to follow VADA, I'm going to follow Victor, not Victor Conte, but Margaret Goodman and the VADA, they will say, so-and-so successfully enrolled, you know something's up, you know the fight is going to happen. I'm just going to let the cat out the bag. That's what's going to happen. So I don't have to worry about he said, she said. I'm just worried about hearing who's enrolled. Like I said, let's say doing a hush-hush and they don't want nobody to know who's enrolled. They try to wait till the last minute to tell everybody that the fight's going to happen. But VADA has their rules and their way of doing things. So here, listen. Like I said, scroll down. Watch some of my old videos of the clean boxing versus VADA. You're going to get more detail about certain things, especially thyroid medication, especially cutting agents. Listen, I'll be making hour videos, man. I'll be making hour, 40-minute videos. I mean, I just don't make you 10-minute videos. I get into it, bro. And, you know, sometimes maybe that's my downfall, because everybody is gratified. They want it fast. They want 10 minutes and they move on. But me, I like doing things a little bit longer. And sometimes I hardly tell you to share and subscribe. But this time, share and subscribe. You look at most of my videos, I hardly say it. I forget. I just get into what I got to get into and get out, man. So share, subscribe, and let's see what happens with Errol Spence, if he's going to reply back. You don't have to reply back to Victor Conte. Fuck Victor Conte. We want to hear you enroll in VADA. Not clean boxing program, not just the WBC clean boxing program. Like I showed you, and I'll show you in my last videos, I show you examples of tweets and emails and all this stuff from Rachel to Casimir and Sean Gibbons talking about, and Nonito Daniel was the WBC champion. So who should be enrolled in the clean boxing program? The WBC champion. But he wasn't listening to that. He wasn't trying to hear that bullshit. He's like, man, all they do is administrate it. I want VADA, the real VADA, so I could take all those labs to WADA. So I'm not here to change your mind. It's not what they say, it's what they're not saying. Just read between the lines. And hey, y'all have another nice day. And I'm looking forward for this fight to happen. If it don't, it don't. But listen, man, I would love this fight to happen sometime, you know, this year. Maybe if it don't happen in the summer, it'll happen September, October. And if it don't happen this year, then it is what it is. Listen, have a nice one, yo. I'm in a good mood. I took my meds. I'm all right, man. I ain't gonna cuss you and tell you go F yourself. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy today. Yeah.